At the end of 1970, German-based Lithuanian pianist Michael Naura released the album Call with his namesake quartet, spelt with two T's at the end. And from that album, the track Soledad de Murcia. And you were hearing the glowing synth tone. Of Wolfgang Schlüter. And the fluid, atmospheric bass work of Eberhard Weber. I could say that the glowy tone of that vibraphone is the main attraction for me, but that's just on the surface. It's the whole just kind of liquidy, warm water sweep of this whole thing, like the bass and the way it's being paced along by that drumming. I was just thinking, where is Michael Naura in all of this? And he's playing like Fender, except it's kind of mixed in a way that just sort of melds into Weber's bass work, and perhaps is kind of like behind, kind of doubling up or under the vibe tones of Schlüter. Where I've just kind of like played this and just let it, fill up my room. Without like paying too close of attention, I didn't notice how prominent that drum work was, and yet it's like all over the place, providing mist, providing kind of like almost like kicking up wind, kicking up dust in a way, and yet it's not intrusive. It really enhances things and fills out the space and gives it more of kind of like you could say kind of it lifts it up in a way, yeah. Weber's playing a double bass. Maybe he was the whole time, I just didn't quite notice it. Now it's sounding really like double bassy. It's got that real stand-up kind of slide to it. Like before, I guess I guess I kind of felt like he was just playing electric. I'd have to go back, and I'm not going to. It must be stated that Weber was primarily known as a double bassist, yeah. Known for his highly distinctive tone and phrasing, Love how those bass notes are just kind of falling, kind of like hammering on, hammering off, and then like sliding down, just as those rolls hit, on the drums. Now the kind of slight melody we heard at the beginning is about, I think, to recapitulate for our final. Perfect way to end. Yeah, it just naturally came to a conclusion without anyone kind of like overstaying. It's just everyone kind of like knew when to, slow down and pause, and yeah, and the track just had like this warmth. It had kind of like this stormy night vibe, but a coziness, like stormy night as felt from the inside, and like the glowy tones of the vibraphone were like the dim lights of your room. The drums were kind of like the torrents of like the rain and wind outside, and yeah, because despite all that dust the drumming was kicking up, it still had like this sort of like lay back and chill type vibe, and yeah, and the track also maintained kind of like the bass maintained like an ostinato pattern, but a loose one that wasn't so like obvious or hitting you over the head too much, and just there was a certain kind of like thematic element, melodic element at times, a cohesiveness, and yet also a looseness and just room to just explore, and largely based on just tones and atmosphere, and just an overall really like colorful, beautiful number. Yeah, that was Soledad de Murcia by the Michael Naura Quartett with an all-star cast of, 4 players that would go on to make names for themselves or had established some already. And yeah, some of these guys were already in their 30s by the time this was recorded. Let's hear another track from the album, M.O.C. Bit of a pop number behind this, kind of given their this quartet's unique arrangement. Okay, and he's giving us more of a glowy range of vibe tones here. And Wolfgang Schlüter, that is. And I'm now hearing Michael Naura more. His Fender is more prominent this time. Wolfgang Schlüter is definitely the star of this piece. That might change, but thus far. Anyway, and Michael Naura, though prominent, he once again is still kind of like melding, and this time he's really melding with Eberhard Weber. They're creating kind of like the underbed of the track, and the drumming is quite prominent once again. But yeah, this is definitely a vibe number. I was almost hearing kind of a bluesy quality of this track. I think because it's almost based in like 12 bar. It might be like 1/4. I don't think it went 5 though, but the pattern of a blues track anyway. So it could be compared somewhat to the hard bop style, like a mixture of like hard bop and thirds. Well, the modern jazz quartet and like hard bop, yeah, which was like hard bop being like a kind of a bluesier take on bebop that preceded it. That's why I hesitated to call it 12 bar blues, because it didn't go, because when you would expect it to go go up to G, it went to A flat instead. Actually, it's going like C, down, and then F, C, and then A flat, G. Yeah, so it's throwing in one extra note. It's going like 1, 4, 6, 5. Yeah. was the Michael Naura Quartett with M.O.C. from their 1970-71 release Call, and before that Soledad de Murcia from the album. Lithuanian keyboardist, playing Fender on this album, Michael Naura, based in Germany throughout much of his career, fronting a quartet here with Wolfgang Schlüter on vibraphone, Eberhard Weber on bass, soon to be big ECM star, and Joe Ney on drums. And I had long thought this was a 1970 album, and just now I guess both. I guess it was Discogs that said no, this is a 1971 album, and then more recently, it looks like Rate Your Music has followed suit. But when I click on the label of the original NPS issue, I don't see a date on it. Yeah, I don't see a date on the back cover. Don't see a date. So that 1971 conclusion may have been drawn by the catalog number and the dates on some of the surrounding numbers. Yeah, it came out on NPS BASF. 877. And issued with a gatefold. I really love the cover too. It's like the spiral in a head, like going in the mouth and then spiraling through the head till it reaches the center of the brain. Yeah. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the Michael Naura Quartett album, see the directory of albums by, let's see, German artists. I put him in Germany because his band was mostly German. In 1963 he did this like cool jazz album, European Jazz Sounds, with the Michael Naura Quintet, and then in 1975 he put out this beautiful album, Vanessa. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks we just heard, the layers, the tones, the beauty, the luminosity, the vibraphone, that glowy tone, and the overall misty, hazy warmth of the other instrumentalists involved. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air-traveled Trimax, signing off.